Critical Tumble, where a bunch of longtime friends and internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons. And let's hope not so much with the critically fumbling at all, much less a lot. We are down a couple of players. A couple of players have managed to burn themselves out rather badly, so they're taking a bit of a break while we try to sort out the current amount of mess. Previously, to describe the current amount of mess, the Cupcake Coterie are in Ambier. They've more or less sorted out the Protector Asmar being effectively held against their will problem. They created a couple of more problems in their wake, like outing the Five Claws of Bahamut and having a bunch of really pissed off, now fallen Asmar hiding apparently in the sewers someplace, doing something. We don't know if it's straight up revenge or something else. We don't really know. All we know is that Jessamy, the one that Remy rather thoroughly killed, is not as dead as previously suspected. We only know this because Speak with Dead was not working. So they were merrily rolling along, trying to get the apology tour a little more underway and slowly sorting out, where they're supposed to go and look for these missing ex-guards. And then the party kind of got split up, not entirely of its own will, because unfortunately, like 5 of the party managed to leave blood at minimum, all over the place, and well, that has been used for things. We don't know the entirety of the things. This has left Darvin and Farida basically looking after Hazel's biological father and his family, whereas Rylan and Ava are mildly panicking. They're hot on the trail.
Mildly is maybe an understatement.
Well, they seem to have bouts of extreme panic, so I'm kind of averaging.
It's a sine wave.
Extreme panic means you can't get shit done. You are managing to get shit done, just sine waves. They spoke to the Mobius twins, who actually went out to check on Hazel's biological father and his family, and nobody waited around for the answer for that, but then again, they couldn't, because danger, Will Robinson. They talked to Offred at the creepy little cafe at the head of the really creepy little alley off the Street of Knowledge. Then they talked to the tricksy one, Tansy, down the end of said alley. Rylan with an exceptionally good Rylan with an exceptionally good perception check did happen to notice that Tansy, the tricksy one, is a vampire, and did very much prove himself to be a Cupcake Coterie member by getting straight to the point in a way that kind of put Tansy on her guard, and was basically, no, I'm not dealing with you people. Thankfully, the shop helpmeet is apparently trafficked from all the way from Star Coast, so that's something. Did manage to give them a couple of pointers about what might be going on. Largely mentioning something along the lines of the devil eel. Confirmed a few things, like, having their blood basically meant that Jessamy, after talking to Tansy down the end of the alley could do basically whatever she wants with/to these people, and gave them easiest access to the sewer tunnels. But of course, Barnabas still has the maps that Cherie gave him. So their whole thing was, well, we should probably see if Cherie can get us copies of these maps. So we're going to deal with that first because we're trying to balance timelines here. Because this is a whole thing. So yeah, you guys basically were like, yeah, I know it's oh my god 30, but Cherie will probably kill us if we leave her boyfriend down there and wait until morning. So yeah, onward to Cherie's house. You've both been there at least enough to see Woofles. Woofles, who, when you turn up at the gate, winds up standing in front of it going... Is obviously kind of on guard right now.
Had a good Riley. Maybe.
I think we just like, and like two waffles. I'm like, don't worry, you know us. We need to talk to Cherie.
Pad, pad, pad. Snoof, 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 snoof. Sneeze. This sort of edges to the side a little bit, but is still kind of watching you, because apparently guard mode is a thing right now.
Thank you. Up to the door, just knocking,
Yeah,
seeing if that does anything.
It takes a little while, honestly, but Cherie comes downstairs in bathrobe and bunny slippers. Okay,
I know it's late. Barnabas is in trouble. We need the maps.
Not just Barnabas, all of the, well, except for...
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Whoa, one at a time. I get that this is... I mean, you just mentioned Barnabas and in trouble, and that's a whole thing, but I need you to talk one at a time in a tempo that everyone can understand. Deep breath.
Everyone
and
except
explain.
for us two, Ferret and Darwin, who are with Hazel's birth rather than his family right now, vanished. We think it's to do with them having lost blood during the fight in the settlement. We think they may be in the sewers. We were hoping maybe but they have the maps, and we were hoping maybe you know how to get a copy.
I am trying to remind myself that, with the exception of a couple of the ones that are currently elsewhere, that you are adventurers rather than any kind of scholar. Because any kind of scholar would keep them in a place that everyone could access, and would probably at least attempt to make some kind of copy. And I'm taking it you didn't look at them properly. Oh, he just waved them in your face and stuck it back in his satchel, didn't he?
We didn't really get a chance to look at them, no.
We haven't.
There's dinner discussions. Sometimes it's all right to read at the table.
Oh, before I forget, because I know that I will get hells if I don't bring it up. We spoke to, blanking on the name,
the half-orc or the vampire?
The vampire.
Tansy.
Tansy. Yeah. We did speak to Tansy. Well, they weren't terribly forthcoming. We did speak to a young boy who was in the vicinity who was clearly his dead property.
All right. Has anyone ever taught you of the notion of one thing at a time?
Yes, I just didn't want to get forgotten.
D-
Mm.
Sorry.
I, t- I take it your brains have, like, very little in the storage space for long-term information. I'm
It's more.
sorry, but you felt you had to bring this up so that someone with the brain capacity to actually remember it would? Is that it?
No. It's.
You're the. I'm going to yell. I'm going to yell so much, but I can't go and yell at anybody until I know exactly the amount I'm needing to yell and at whom. I cannot yell at Barnabas for not actually showing the contents of the maps rather than just the actual maps if he dies at some point tonight. Give me like 3 minutes, Slam. You've got scary Cherie mode now. Yeah, she comes down a few minutes later, fully dressed, pair of bracers on. Alright. I could just go and get maps, but that takes a terrible lot of time. Luckily for you, I do have a very good memory.
Convenient. Certainly.
Has anybody slapped you recently? Technically, yes, Lend.
Yes?
Good, I don't have to then. I understand you're panicking, and so your mouth is working independent of your brain. I would like it to stop now, please. Thank you. Right. Let's go. Unless there's anything else if there's anything else you need for this bit of rescue, speak now. And I can see you're armored. You're probably armed. Well, armored insofar as we don't. I understand that.
I don't think we need anything more.
Well, let's hope not then, because I don't know how you do what you do, so... Right, come on. She's not very large, but she manages a fair bit of speed. She's one of those people that you tend to refer to as fireball with feet. So just...
Power walking.
No, just... It's the secretary walk. It's the one that looks... You know, it's that nobody bother me because I am going to someplace important now that covers a lot more ground than you'd think it would.
Mm.
And if you're not following her, she is getting well past you.
Oh yeah,
No, we're following.
Good. Okay, yes. She doesn't actually take you to the aqueducts at the Street of Plenty. She actually winds up fairly small sewer grate just across from Offred's little cafe reading nook, whatever the fuck it is he runs over there. Shadow Broker Cafe Bar. Right, I'm going to need some help with this grating. Which of you has the better strength?
probably
Probably Ava.
What are
minus one.
Never mind. Somehow it's me
What's your
with a
move?
flat zero.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
I have spaghetti arms.
Which is really interesting for somebody who,
You use it up, yeah.
yeah, but thankfully that bit of help action for giving advantage is about what was needed to actually remove the grating. Chink-punk. Right. Oh, good. There's a maintenance ladder down there. Okay. We get down there. Cast light on little locket that she's wearing. Actually, if you look at it when it's lit up, it actually looks relatively familiar. It's the same emblem that Barnabas has got on hooking his cloak. That's the he's probably mentioned the Azorius Senate sign at least once, so clearly present is getting some use. Right, do stay close. This is going to be a little bit of a mess. And down you go into the sewers. Currently, we will leave you there for just a moment. Oh, okay, possibly more than just a moment. Currently, Clarity, Hazel, and Barnabas are in the middle of a water pipe, which is now actually becoming a water pipe because it's filling up fairly rapidly with water. Let's, and that is when you start seeing the actual things swimming around down there. And I know Brian doesn't even want to look.
What in the hell?
uh, well, you and Rylan both know about the devil eel. That's what that is.
Mhm.
So when
Oh, this fucker.
thank you, can I anyway, when we last did anything, Clarity was working on picking the lock on her cage.
Yep.
Can you make me a thieves' duels?
Yep. $24.
Yeah, it's not a particularly strong, or at least not a particularly complicated lock. How strong it is, you don't really know. But it's not a complicated lock, and when the lock is undone, your magic does come back.
Woohoo.
However, they're a little bit too far away to jump to with your athletics score. Um, and water is getting like higher, and while this thing is still circling, but currently what you're seeing is a red, orange eye looking and apparently seeing victims. So,
Okay. Um, can I try to misty step to to that outside of Barnabas's cage?
yeah, the problem is you're uh, I mean, no. Just because, I mean, that's. You're either occupying his space and being in the cage, which is magic free zone. There's no real place to stand outside his cage. And I I think it would be the most ridiculous luck in the universe if you managed to catch hold of the cage bars as you misty stepped in. Because you're normally trying to misty step to a patch of ground.
Right.
So you're not sort of doing the wily coyote running off a cliff thing.
How far apart are each of our cages?
Well, it says right there. It's like
Oh, okay. I was not
yeah. I mean,
sure.
Barnabas's is like 15 feet. Hazel's is 10-ish.
Okay. Um, do you think you could try to open your own cages?
Okay, the reason I let you do the unlocking is because you said that just before we ended the session yesterday. Right now, it's still a little low, but it's got its own little tricks at this point. Now is when we roll initiative.
Ah, delightful.
Oh, guys.
Oh dear, that's
Oh,
Hmm.
that's
guys.
never good. So let's see.
Oh
We are
no.
not fast.
Built for comfort, not for speed.
Yeah.
Cherie can attest. Okay, that's for the time being. So yeah, Clarity. I'm giving you free action of of obviously. Can you guys unlock your own cages? But what do you want to do meantime?
Um, I'm. This might be stupid, but Barnabas,
Yeah.
catch. Put your hand through the cage. Catch. I'm gonna try to throw my thieves' tools to his hand.
Dexterity is not his strength.
But
Just-
he doesn't know that. So unfortunately, a
Okay.
throw is athletics.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. So that's a 1.
I'm gonna hand of fate this because it wasn't a nat one. Oh, the hand of fate hates you. The
Sure it does.
hang on. Sometimes my hair is a pain. So yeah, you throw them about 3 feet, and at the very least, you do hear sooner than you probably want to. We didn't hear that, but
No.
that expression and that particular mouth shape, yeah, I know exactly what that was. Okay, and now it is the devil eel's turn, and it's still pretty low down for the moment. It can't quite reach to bite, but Clarity, since you are the only one who has done anything yet, can you please make me a wisdom saving throw? Okay, yeah,
Why?
you are now frightened.
Okay.
Yeah, I took the paranoia mechanic from Dredge and decided that translated best into Fear Ray. So I may have borrowed tiny little things from beholders.
That fits. No, that legitimately fits. It was either a beholder or an aboleth, and I don't want the latter. I'm glad for beholder versus aboleth. Aboleths are worse.
Okay, Barnabas, you just had Clarity do the most pathetic pitch that landed her thieves' tools as like devil eel appetizer.
Well, shit. Secretly in his head, well, at least I didn't fumble it.
Okay.
Um, he's gonna try to see if he can kick the lock out.
Okay, give me an athletics check, please. Okay, I'm gonna roll some damage here to see what we can do with this. It's not broken yet, but you definitely heard something in there go. So, physical violence should do it. Did you want to free action yell at that at like the other
Yep.
person?
The lock's not that strong. You can try to break it. Kick it out.
Okay. We'll leave that at that. Hazel.
So, okay. I can see where the lock point is. Can I also see where the hinges are?
You can, yes.
Would I in any way be able to tell if the hinges are as weak or weaker?
They would be harder to reach because one is above your head.
So so it opens on the side.
Yeah, it's basically it's like a door. It just swings out.
Yeah, the impression I'd gotten was it was a down
No,
from your descriptions before.
because other no, not all bird cages have that kind of door. And besides, I said approximately like a bird cage. If it was the average bird cage hinges, you wouldn't be having this problem. It's more like those kinds of dangling cages that you see in like none of you have probably ever been to the London dungeon where they're showing the various torture paces and they have people
I know.
hanging.
I actually know which cages you're talking about.
Yeah,
That-
kind of like that. But so yeah, one of them is going to be a little bit hard to try kicking. You do know that
But
if
yeah,
you
since
try
this is
to
an
swing
actual
your
door,
axe, yeah,
since this is an actual door, I'm gonna just make like Barnabas and try to do the thing.
okay, athletics.
Unfortunately, as you can see,
Yeah, you
I
didn't.
haven't had any upgrades in strength.
It's not so much you haven't had any upgrades. It's just he's a fighter.
Yeah,
So-
he also. Yeah, the other class is meant to be built like a brick shithouse besides cleric and paladin.
Yeah. So you miss the lock mechanism. Some rust flakes off the bars, but not so much.
Halfling swearing.
Okay.
It just starts. And I'm probably not stopping until I get out of the cage.
Okay. And I guess in a sort of a layer actiony kind of way, the water level goes up. This thing might be potentially able to reach you relatively soon, and depending on what kind of reach it has, because currently you think you're about 20 feet above, but that ice certainly getting closer.
That was a very fast water fill.
Yeah, but magic explains all. Shut up.
Oh yeah, I can agree. Magic
Don't.
explains all.
Yeah, but can you not bring physics into our magical mystery tour here? It kind of makes me feel self-conscious, and you don't want a self-conscious DM. They fuck up.
Sorry
Clarity.
about that.
How far away is it right now?
It's about 20 feet below you-ish, but keep in mind you are also frightened.
Yeah,
So
I
the
know.
fact that it's getting closer to you is not fun.
Correct. I would like to cast heroism on myself.
Can you put up the spell card?
Yep. Boop. So
Okay,
immune
cool.
to being frightened, and I get what's my spell casting ability modifier? So I get 3 temporary hit points.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yep, cool.
And I'm trying to think if I have any bonus actions I can do.
You guys do notice a certain amount of pink, sparkly almost tiara kind of thing turn up between her horns, because we're not going to actually do anything godly for heroism, but we're just going to have Knight of the Archfey of whimsy and mischief. Yeah, the little tiara thing does seem to be giving off little butterflies for a second before.
I think that's all I can do for right now.
Okay, and now it's this bloody thing's turn, and uh, Barnabas, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Okay.
Nope. You are now frightened. At least it can't bite you yet. It is now your turn. Thankfully, there will not be any penalties to kicking the lock yet.
Well, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Athletics check?
Not so great.
No.
Really not so great.
No, that's oh fuck, I got hit with the fear again. Like shit! Hazel.
Yeah, the swearing is continuing.
Okay.
I don't think Roll20 likes me.
Christ.
You notice, I just rolled a 2.
Okay, we're gonna do one more round, and then other things are going to briefly intervene. So, yeah, top of the round, Clarity.
Okay. Oh, that went super fast.
Well, nothing's biting yet.
No, I understand. It's just
I know.
Um,
Okay.
okay. I'm just trying to see which things are concentration versus what's not, because I
Yeah.
do that quite a lot in Baldur's Gate, and I'm like, damn it. So I'm gonna go throw ash at it.
Okay.
Boop. 23.
That hits. Roll damage. Okay.
6 piercing.
Okay.
And I will do my second attack. Nope.
And that was Ash. So yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, no, it's still coming back, because a nat one on any other dagger, even with your belt of returning, would have probably had it stuck in there.
Yeah. And then I'll do offhand.
Can you
11.
throw offhand? It's
Yes.
not close. It's okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Still no. All right. This thing is starting to. It's close enough now that it can reach. Takes a bit of a leap in your general direction. What's your AC?
17.
Shit. Okay, and that's... Thankfully you're... Yeah, okay, no, you weren't within... Alright, so that's... 46. That's 16 points of piercing damage, because that is a very big mouth, and cage bars don't... Oh, shit. I should hand a fate that. Thankfully, the cage floor is still holding. Just. But it's not going to be particularly good in a minute. Right.
That was 16, you said?
Yes, I did. And the second one, thankfully for you, Mrs. Barnabas.
Kicking again. Is there any penalty?
Nope. You're not kicking it. It's the frightened only works if you're attacking it.
Gotcha. That's better.
That is in fact better, although yeah, the door does open, but now of course you're identified as a target, and while your magic has come back, where are you going to go that's not closer to it?
Uh, mm, eh. And again, as a free action, well, shit.
Hazel.
Swearing getting louder.
You hit the lock. You didn't hit it anywhere near as hard as hooves can, but you hit it. It's gonna take another kick or two to get it to break, though. Yes, and now the water's starting to get, within a few feet of the bottom of your cages. This may be a problem in a few minutes. Maybe. Actually, more in a few seconds, because rounds are short. Meanwhile, out in the world, a lit up Cherie, who is really not bothering with stealth at this point, Ava and Rylan are aiming through a weird series of tunnels that you guys can't really be convinced that she actually knows where she's going. I mean, she's moving with confidence, but they all look the same. I'm heading for an old cistern. We used to have to store rainwater, but we got better relations with the Moskoi. We wound up with desalination, which was additionally helpful because we got so much of the salt from that as well. So, and then bink. Basically, you take a turn, and after a couple of moments, pat, 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 the bit of dead-end wall you seem to have run into actually starts to look a bit like a door. Oh, somebody's been working at this for a little while.
Concerning.
Yes, doesn't matter. Right. Don't really like using the spell energy for this, but gestures, mutters, and this is sort of a grinding noise that both this group and Barnabas, Hazel, and Clarity do hear. At which point there is another sploosh, and right about draw. I'm gonna say there-ish. I did not mean freehand, I just wanted a square. Rectangle, that'll do. It's right about there-ish. Of course, that's the one thing I didn't find that'll do. Right. Select. Cherie.
Is there water trickling under the wall?
Not yet. This is a little above where the
Ah.
floors of the cages are.
Right.
And Rylan. Bink. Oh, all right. That's... Yeah, this is the point at which Barnabas, on top of everything else that's going on, here's Cherie going, oh, all right, this is not how I expected to spend my evening. Can you guys roll me initiative, please?
Yes.
That actually makes a certain amount of sense.
Fucking goddamn it.
Okay, so that makes it... Okay, with the renewed, slightly different, initiative order, we have Cherie basically going, well, fuck a bunch of this. Isn't gonna bother with anything terrifying. She's just going to mutter, gesture, and, right about... No, where's my drawing? Ah, here we go. So we'll put that in a nice pretty shade of blue. Hang on, how much is... cube 5 feet. Okay, so... Cloud of daggers. Clarity.
I shout, get the others out of the cages. And then I'm gonna, how far up is the water now?
We're looking at, like, 3-4 feet.
I'm gonna take, well, bonus action, I'm gonna, activate Ash to get advantage.
Okay.
And I'm going to, I figured the cage is not helping me really any longer. I'm gonna jump and throw Ash
Where are you attempting to land?
in the water.
Okay, by all means.
Okay. 20.
That does hit. Roll damage. Well, I roll damage because there's one last nasty thing about this particular creature. Okay, yes, but you take 5 necrotic damage.
6 piercing and 13 sneak attack. Also piercing. Also, I get 3 temporary hit points at the start of my turn.
Yes,
so...
and those are kind of eaten by the 5 necrotic that dumps on you at the.
Yep. And I will throw again. 17?
No.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay. You're in the oh, actually no, before we end your turn. Can you make me an athletics check, please? I'll move you,
Teen.
You're dog paddling, and I'm gonna have to disadvantage you on any further throwing, if that's how you choose to do, because just about anything in point of fact. You don't have arms free. Right, well, you're the nuisance. Ugh. Oh dear. That ain't good. 26, 32 points of piercing damage because my dice are the way my dice are. That is number 1. Number 2. At least it wasn't a crit this time. $13 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Ava, currently, Clarity has jumped into the water and is getting, oh, shit, no, right. Anybody within 5 feet when... Oh no, creature with... it's weird. No, we'll leave it at the person who did the damage takes the damage. Never mind, sorry. Ava.
Well, seeing it try and chomp Clarity, I'm gonna be...
Try to chop Clarity?
I'm like, no, not having that. I'm gonna start with Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And fire twice. Because I can't do Conjure Barrage, can I? If I do Hunter's Mark.
No. It's
2 spells.
it's a spell thing.
Gotcha. It's 21 for the first hit for 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Second shot. Oh, it's plus Hunter's Mark. An extra 2.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
Another 4.
Okay. Okay. Barnabas. Oh, wait. If you used your Hunter's Mark as your bonus action, you're going to need your next bonus action to reload.
Right.
Just as a reminder, because need to kind of keep up with that. Barnabas.
How far away is its eye right now?
It's kind of... I mean, keep in mind, that's not exactly how big it is. That's the spot it's... That's the space it's accompanying. It's moving.
Okay. Well, Barnabas is going to use his bonus action to summon the Echo, and then he's going to try to attack it and mostly try to see if he can draw its attention to
Wait
the
a minute,
Echo.
no, you cannot do that.
I'm still in the cage, right?
No, you broke the cage lock. Your magic works, but I mean, you can drop your Echo on it and have your Echo attack.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't swap to it because you cannot get closer to it because you are still frightened.
Right. That's what I mean. The Echo. The attacks will be coming from the Echo.
Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to think if you're trying to jump onto it because Clarity was just going in the water, and this thing is doing the eel swim. It's not going to be as easy as.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to hand to fate this one.
Sure.
And here's the question: what happens if your Echo misses?
Well, if there's automatic necrotic damage in the water, as soon as it takes any damage, it just goes poof.
No, the damage is restricted. Oh no, wait, because it's still in the. No, you're actually right. So yeah, you try to poof it onto the thing. It sort of swims out of the way, but touches some of the ick that seems to be oozing out of it from various of Clarity's attacks and.
Oh. What type of action is it to draw like a bow? Or in this, what does he?
I mean, if you have like a bow or a crossbow, I will let you draw it without having to deal with it. Just because. Do you have a crossbow?
A light crossbow, in fact.
Okay, you may attack at disadvantage.
Yep. Holy!
Okay.
What are you?
Mindful that his girlfriend is involved in this fight.
Mhm.
Okay, and summoning the echo is a bonus action, so don't you have another shot?
I do. Much more expected.
Yeah, next one just kind of whiffs. I mean, to be fair, it's relatively hard just because of how this thing is weaving.
Undulating.
Rylan.
Ah. So, can I see the eel at all from
Yeah.
up here?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, all you have to do is lean a little bit, because remember, that is not the space you take up entirely, it's the space you occupy. So, Cherie and Ava are more in the middle of those, and you can easily peer.
Okay. Well, in that case, I do one thing and I do one thing real well, and that is blast the fuck out of shit. I would like to fire 3 Eldritch Blasts.
By all means.
Do it.
Warlock summoning the wandering damage.
Rylan
Yep.
isn't a warlock.
Nope.
Rylan is a sorcerer.
Rylan's a sorcerer.
Who
Certain
happens to
sorcerers do get E-Blast.
Yeah, well, it's more. I think it was a feat at the end of the day.
It was a feat that gave me Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, well, it gave you a cantrip, and you chose Eldritch Blast. So yeah, that hits. Roll damage. Okay.
Second blast is a miss, more than likely.
Nope.
Third blast,
That hits. Roll damage.
24.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, this thing is not happy right now. I mean,
We do one.
it's still doing okay. Bonus action?
Not yet. I'm gonna stay up here for now.
Okay. Hazel.
Yep. Still swearing, still trying to hit Locke.
That's a nat 20. That yeah, that's a nat 20, and thankfully, you managed to control it so that you don't ride your own momentum into the sploosh. I mean, that is your action, but your magic's back.
Yeah, thankfully I have bonus action spells.
Yes, you do.
And specifically, just screaming, "Clarity!" and casting Healing Word at, oh, I don't know, 6th level?
Yeah. I mean, she did take a.
Okay.
And given that, hold on, I have to also calculate for,
Oh, yeah. Supple life, yes.
which is 8 more on top of that.
Okay, cool. And top of the
which
round,
is 30 total.
which is good because that negates most of the damage taken in that nat 20. I need to check another thing. Oh, good. Yes. At which point Shuri is just... She's been thinking while this has been going on. Tick. I've always wanted to try this. The cloud of daggers it was kind of swimming in. The water, by the way, is sort of coming up to the point where you're getting a couple of runnels coming into their tunnel, and the two of you still in your cages are kind of up to about like mid-calf. But the cloud of daggers vanishes. So does that big horrible thing. Point. And then looks at Rylan and Ada. You said this was a summoning, yes? It was, from another plane? Probably?
More than likely.
Oh, good. That means as long as we give it a minute, and if it hasn't come back, it won't.
It's amazing.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Yes, I had these two beating my door down a little while ago. I don't think they expected me to come with them, however.
No, I will make it up to you.
I don't think even you can bend time enough to give me a few more hours sleep. So, we seem to be missing a couple of you still.
Where to say Remy?
The bitch said she had them because they wanted to be personal.
So Remy
Wait, what do you mean?
was with us, and then she just took her.
Wait,
God.
That way! And I'm just gonna point at the place where we saw Jessamine.
Yeah, which is kind of the opposite side of where these ones came.
Through a door there! Doesn't matter. Break that. Let's go!
Yes, I understand. However, getting there might be a bit of a problem.
You got rid of the fish.
we don't know what else might be in there.
Oh god,
Exactly.
that reminds me. So again, it's a water thing, so...
Yeah,
Well,
probably signals clarity. Get out of the water. And
where is
this.
she supposed to go?
No, but
And I'm gonna leave it at it's stinging at the moment, but to be honest, it's Clarity's the only one with actual injury, so she will take another one necrotic just on the basis that she's still got some open ow, and
The water's spicy.
right, we need to get from here to there, and that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 50, and that's not even a... Well, even if I could Misty Step, which I can't, wouldn't take me far enough as far as I'm aware. And you're down one of the only ones who can teleport or dimension door anyplace. I suppose the question becomes, how well can any of you swim?
Reasonably, I think.
Can I get within 30 feet of that? Is there like a lip before that door?
No.
Oh, okay. That's a problem.
Okay.
Is
So
the
we're
water
out of
still
combat
filling up?
rounds for now.
No. Apparently, when that stopped, so did the water.
Gotcha.
Are we out of sorry, DM, are we out of combat rounds?
We're out of combat rounds, yes.
So can I just guiding bolt the door that I saw? Try and blow a hole in it?
Try, I guess.
To be fair, I did not actually mention a door, I mentioned a passageway.
You mentioned a thing.
Pipe, I remember.
That was the door she made go bye-bye.
Yeah, I remember the one that Jess and me,
Well, she came through a passageway. I don't remember if I stated there was a door.
I recall you mentioning something closing behind when she took Remy away.
Fair enough.
So I'm just gonna upcast this thing to like, fuck it, 4th level.
Okay. You are, however, at disadvantage because you can't really see much more beyond. There's kind of an opening that way. Your last.
Hit it, bully. If not, oh well.
Yeah, no, something goes.
And now
crunch.
it's lit up.
Well, the splinters are lit up. At which point, Cherie is going. If there was somebody out there who was in the gloating phase, wouldn't breaking the door down just encourage them to skip the gloating stage and do something horrible to someone?
I'm sort of past the point of rationality. We either do something or I start running.
Yeah.
Hazel, come.
Well, it's too late now. Well, we are at a little bit before break time, and now I have to consider what's going to happen next, because that may have changed a timeline or two.
Probably.
I know, but, you know, if you're saying you're casting something, I mean, you were gonna do it, but maybe because obviously there's components, maybe give other people a chance to talk you out of it first?
I figured if someone wanted to stop me, they were going to try.
Yeah, Cherie doesn't really know you all that well, and your common sense may be in some significant problem right now. Anyway,
That
I'll
is
see
what
you.
happens when characters are irrational.
I'll see you in a few minutes. And we're back after a thankfully somewhat truncated fight with a devil eel. In answer to your questions, Mikkel, I'm probably going to say that one's in one of the from one of the hells. Did not hear that. Not sure I wanted to.
I kept it quiet so that it didn't.
Keep in mind, I watch you guys, and so just in case you're saying something and we're not hearing, because that's an important thing to know. Yeah, so a fight with the Devil Eel was somewhat truncated because Barnabas's girlfriend is kind of awesome. Now we're moving on to, while all that was going on, let's move around to Remy. Wait. Yeah, Remy's cage kind of wheels down this little corridor and then stops in some kind of circle or other. And you can see the the red in the runes, and a lot of that red is blood. From what you can tell, you're not entirely sure whose. But getting out of the cage probably not going to be as easy as it was for these guys now that it's in that thing. Uh, Additionally, within the room is... Oop, I forgot that's still on draw. I hate it when I do that. Jessamy. Somebody who looks like they spent a little bit too much time in a griff. There's no real way of telling whether this one is a fallen Azamar of any kind or just haven't spent enough time in the sun, because something seems to have burned and or melted all their hair off. They're futzing around with you can't really tell from across the room exactly what, but it's a mid-sized bowl over there and some various bits and pieces. And more or less blocking the way to the only apparent exit is what would appear to be the remaining fallen Asmar, the ones that got away. Behind all of them, I'll say more or less stuck in what appears to be sort of the whole resilient sphere thing. So it's kind of parked in the corner, attempting to punch the thing, because fuck it, that's what she do, especially when Remy turns up.
Remy is also going to try and break the cage open because, like the devil eel, she is also seeing red.
But athletics check, please.
Got a 5% chance for this to be really cool. Unfortunately not.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's going to be 10 points of necrotic damage. This is apparently what happens when you touch the cage bars while you're in that particular circle. And Jessamy is just, she looks pleased as punch about this. Are you quite done?
Let me out and you'll see.
You'll be leaving us soon enough. Not quite the way you think, obviously. You are a problem. I'm not particularly fond of problems.
And you're a coward and a traitor.
Yes, well, if you're going to throw around that kind of thing, I guess we can't really have a conversation. It's kind of amazing. You little bunch of heroes don't really, you don't really like getting any of the kind of information that you might get if you let us be monologuing. And Alice A. from the little bubble is doing the whole, what you can only imagine is thank you. Nobody wants to listen to the monologuing. And sometimes you learn things from the monologuing, but no, Jessamy is just... But if you want us to get down to business, that's entirely fine. Your AC without armor is...
Well, 11.
Yeah, no, you're... One of the bars kind of twists, grabs hold of your wrist, and yoinks kind of out of the cage.
Okay. She will wriggle.
I mean, make me another athletics check. No. It digs in deeper and does draw like a point of slashing damage, and Jessamy, walking over with a bowl that, as she gets closer, you can see is already relatively full of blood, is going, "Thank you. I was actually going to do that myself, but, nice of you to spare me the trouble." And drip, drip, drip goes your blood into this bowl. I might have had some, but it's nice to get a little extra. Brings the bowl back over to Crazy Pants over there, who's just sort of and starts pouring other things in and muttering more or less at the just in an undertone. And because combat rounds are not particularly long, that is around the point at which the door, which unfortunately is like way over there, but you can still hear something go smash, and there's a little bit of a glow at the end of that corridor you can took down. Well, that's just absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Well, it'll take them a minute to get through. Are you done yet? The blood in the bowl goes kind of poof. Jessamy takes a swig of it. You remember when Alice A got her physical wings. How that happened. You're seeing it again, but these are black feathered, tattered in places they can clearly still fly. And she is terrifying. Well, I'll pass along to the rest as we take our leave. Eeny, meeny, miny. Fuck. Gestures in an Alice A word direction. And she and the sphere she was in. Boop. And then they, Jessamy transfers the contents of the bowl to a flask and sticks the cork in. As these ones, pretty much unchallenged. I'm assuming unchallenged.
Remy will keep wriggling.
Make me another athletics check. You get your arm free. You do, however, do another 3 points of slashing damage to yourself doing it, and you are still in the cage, because once you get your arm free, it twists back into its original shape. But that does give the rest of them enough time. Can the rest of you, Rylan, Ava, Barnabas, Clarity, make me an athletics check, please?
Ah. I was still set on disadvantage, sorry.
That's okay. We'll more or less got it. Ava and Cherie only more or less make it by fumblingly dog paddling between cages. And sort of using them to take a... Not a swimmer! And yeah, but eventually it takes a little while, particularly given that I imagine Barnabas is kind of looking over and being like, I should help. I should probably help because Cherie really did not roll well,
Barnabas will be absolutely helping.
and I'll assume that Hazel will help Ava because Clarity's actually doing okay.
Yep.
And yeah, you get to the glowing, shattered door and small passageway, and what you find is an empty ritual kind of room, a ladder, and a bleeding Remy who. There
Still
must
Rick.
be. Well, you're not wriggling because you're free of the thing. Are you still attempting
She,
to kick the door?
yep, she is yanking and pushing at the door
Okay,
very gracefully.
that's gonna require a couple of other rolls because that's a grand total of 17 points for necrotic damage. So Remy is shaking the cage and clearly hurting herself in the process.
Remy,
Yep.
get back from the door. And I'm going to walk towards it and produce the axe.
Okay, they make me an attack roll. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean it's not a terrible lot of damage, but let's face it, an axe is going to do more than hooves or. I'm just going to say at this point, it takes a couple of swings, but you do manage to get the get it open.
Immediately afterwards, I'm going to cast Healing Word
Okay.
at
Good idea.
at 3rd level. Okay, that needs to not. Plus another 5, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that probably does most of it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm not going to move everybody's tokens there. There's nothing there to fight, but uh, Cherie is quietly and unobtrusively prestidigitating people so that they're not dripping with the slightly necrotic tinged ow.
Remy will summon her armor as she hops out and starts heading for the ladder. This way.
No, no,
Where are you going?
Thank you.
That's. Hmm.
We need to know
Stop.
what we're about to walk into.
Destiny, 6 other fallen Asimar, and some giggling lunatic, and they took Alisai.
Out of character, I'm sorry, you're going to have to be more specific than that because they didn't take her. They just waved a hand and she went poof. And also, Cherie's going, that is. I understand that that is the nature of the hurry, but that is not what I meant by we don't know what we're walking into. That looks particularly like the kind of thing that would get somebody exiled. Pointing at the.
Yeah, what were they doing?
She.
I'm gonna go over there and start looking to see if I can figure out what sort of thing they were doing.
Well,
She.
you can't read all writing anymore, so
Yep.
make me an Arcana check.
Okay. 27.
This is, I mean, this is a little beyond what they had in Baronsvere libraries. This, you only know anything about this because your approach to footnotes is way leads ever on to way. Let's follow them, and I lost the original thread of what I was studying 3 days ago. This is, it's weird. It appears to be a kind of a not even so much power borrowing, but power copying and stealing. this seems to be using things of others to strengthen themselves. This is probably why the blood.
And is any of the writing infernal or abyssal?
No.
Okay.
Yosemite
Um,
drank a bowl of blood and grew evil wings. And probably worse things happened that weren't visible.
Can I start now that I hear that, start examining this nonsense from a religious context?
It's not a religious anything, but
Ah, so I just look at that and go, and is this a ritual of nope?
then again, as you're looking in that sort of direction, you do see the scrap of somewhat tattered black wing under the ritual table.
so best that I can gather, that this ritual was to copy power or stealing it, using aspects of others to strengthen themselves. Hence the blood.
Did you said she drank a bowl of blood? Did she drink the entire bowl of blood?
No. Probably gonna give it to the rest of them later, which is about one more reason we need to go.
Go where?
Well, I believe she's saying we start by going up that ladder. I'm just trying to remember. We're going to come out in. Oh, that's the old sewer system. That's going to be an absolute labyrinth. Yes, because you see, I was called in because somebody showed the rolled up maps and left them in his haversack.
Shit. Sorry.
Is it worth me trying to locate an object on?
Was I'm sorry. What I know of your Alice, if she was in some way unbound, there would be a lot more evidence of things being broken at this point.
He was stuck in a magic bubble, and they teleported her away.
So, do you know for absolutely certain that she is going to the same place that they are?
No, Remy checks the ring.
Okay, yeah, you're getting this kind of black red flicker that if you look at the little card that came with the rings saying exactly which colors uh, match up to which planes, it would appear that Alice is at the moment somewhere in Avernus.
Oh, what?
We can get to Jessamy right now.
As I said, labyrinth. It's entirely possible that not.
We have to try.
We can. Didn't you all say that they could teleport?
Yes, but they
I'm-
didn't yet.
What does that glowing mean, by the way?
With the ring glowing?
Yes.
It means she's in Avernus.
Yeah, I think we have to make a pretty big fucking detour rather than chase the crazy, apparently newly winged bitch.
What are we?
We can't get to Avernus right this instant, but we might still catch up to Jessamy.
That's not gonna help, though.
You might.
It'll help if I can get my hands on her.
I don't think you're
Tell
gonna
her
be able to
what-
make her take you there.
I can try.
Or we could just ask my employer.
Case in point.
Revenge will feel good. Getting her out of there sooner is better. And then I will hold her down and let you do whatever the bloody hell you want.
The governor can teleport us all the way there.
There are 3 governors that have more magic than it takes to appear human. Vierled, Calatiel, and Governor Zet. The only reason I'm not advocating for chasing after her is that, as I said, it is a labyrinth out there. A lot of dead ends, a few places where sure something nasty is nesting, and it would waste time. However, if we go to Governor Zet, I can warn him of what is about to come bursting out of the sewers. At least see what he has to say about it. If you go now,
Okay. Okay.
you can be back to clean up the messes he will likely ask you to do. I just don't want us to waste hours or more getting lost, engaging in getting engaged in combat with sewer critters.
Yeah, we all want
Yep.
Alice back. She's right.
Given we
Let's
already
go to
just
the
had to deal
governor.
with a blasphemy fish.
Ah, yes. I should very, very, very briefly. They set I don't even know exactly what that is, but apparently it was not from this particular plane, so when I banished it, it kind of stayed home. I think everybody looked at me very bizarrely when I decided I was going to learn that spell. Yes, I'm assuming, by the way, I just want to make absolutely clear here, was her speeding along through this whole ritual nonsense, catalyzed by anything? By any chance? Remy, yes, she hurried up the minute the door went spoosh.
Yes, she heard you coming.
Yeah, I get it.
I wasn't going to say anything more than that. I just wanted to make absolutely sure we knew the entire of events, because it took us a little while to cross that. It gives me some idea of the time frame. Given you were hurting yourself in that cage, they must have been able to get quite a ways away. I'll tell you what, if it makes you feel any better, we will at least look to see if we can find tracks headed in a particular direction. Oh, I won't. I believe Ava will. But that's another thing. Before you go anywhere, should probably also warn the Mobius twins.
Good point.
If anybody's going to be able to track them down here, it's her.
That's a good idea.
If you really want to kick down the door of someone's lair, best to do it all together when you can immediately follow that busting the door down with a beat down. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just sort of staring at the middle distance, processing the idea of busting the door down with the Mobius twins and the inevitable army of bees, skeletons, and bee-covered skeletons.
Hornets. Damn it. Hornets.
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 They were hornets.
They're worse than bees. Yes. Hornets, skeletons, and I'm just muttering. Hornets, skeletons, hornet-covered skeletons, and just sort of staring into the middle distance.
People turning into crystalline mushrooms, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the expression just gets more into the realms. Oh no.
First things first. And yeah, Ava should probably go up the ladder first, so that if there are tracks, so we can at least get a starting direction, we won't be tromping all over them.
Immediately, like scanning the floor and trying to.
I mean, unfortunately, the floor is remarkably dry, but do make me a survival check.
23.
Yeah, you're seeing that it went off to the left. Unfortunately, it does look like they went down three separate left-hand corridors,
Oh, so it's
and then yeah, it splits off in directions, but you can't really follow too much more as to where they are. And it also occurs to you that if Jessamy has wings and they're functional,
she could be fine to not leave a trace specifically.
Mhm.
Looks like they split up, and if she has wings now, she doesn't even need.
But did they all go in an approximate same direction?
They all seem to go leftward.
That's enough. That's a start. Thankfully, the direction that we need to get out of the sewers from this particular spot is not that way, and B, I do remember a moderately straight path. And then, now that everything else she's doing to concentrate is not, she doesn't have to concentrate on anymore, she sets the locket she's got to light. I do keep in mind that, two of you at the very least, do not have dark vision. And Secretary makes three.
I can light
I
up.
know, that's what I mean. I was talking about Ava and Barnabas. Two. And then me. I know you can. We get reports, you know.
Technically, my sword can also. Only for now.
Leave it. I'm not sure that, I'm not entirely sure the governor is going to be entirely happy with me following you to Avernus. If nothing else, I don't think that's what he considers a good spot for a holiday. She's already leading the way, by the way.
Following.
We would not ask you to follow us
No,
that
of
far.
course not.
No, you wouldn't ask me, but, can I flag up that, boyfriend?
Fair enough.
Say nothing of the fact that she's kind of been told to follow us around as almost a vacation.
Yes, although
Um,
that was the apology tour, as Barnabas puts it.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're talking as you're walking, and you're given the sheer amount of switchbacks, various side routes. Yeah, if you were trying to track people down in here, especially if they split up down a couple of different paths, you would get so lost.
God's above and below. I think the only thing left that I like about this city is the food.
Ah, I think I'll say this so that those two don't have to. I mean, mostly we're actually all right. It's just that the governor does try to maintain at least some of a hands-off policy, although he did get hands-on in the shutting down of this particular sewer system and building a better one. It's just that we have pipes left. Um, you no longer necessarily have to speak to Tansy at the edge of the Street of the Dark Gods. They have already spoken to her. They have determined that Tansy from the end of that particular road is a vampire, which I will also be
Ooh.
telling the governor about. And they said something about unwilling support staff and walking snack, I believe.
What?
What? What?
Elaborate.
I was actually trying to be delicate, but apparently Tansy from down the road recently was paid for her information and services in regards to this whole ritual, uh, by being basically Jessamy paid for her information by giving Tansy a slave.
A slave?
The gibbling is happening,
They
like
they they
uncontrollable.
they mentioned a young man, a boy, basically. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A boy?
Rage.
A child?
Pretty much.
Where is
A
he now?
child.
Given the expressions on their faces, I'd say he's still there. They didn't go that
Well, that's
far
Couldn't
into
another
the.
thing
exactly
on the list.
leave, to my knowledge.
He couldn't have snuck off to the bone orchard where the Mobius twins would have kept him safe.
There's the door. Where is this bint? I am burning the building down.
Well, we're going to the governor. I'm sure if you ask for planning permission for burning the building down, you will get it.
Alisay first, then Jessamy, then that bitch.
In all fairness, that bitch is
One
probably
problem
going
at
to
a
be a
time.
bit faster.
Mm.
Whatever, so long as that boy is out of there.
Yes, I rather figured that the first thing would be kicking the door down, throwing in a daylight spell, telling the young man to run, and then oh, here we are, looking at a ladder, and then setting fire to the place.
Have I mentioned how much I
Order
love you?
operations, yes.
No, but it's nice to hear. Come on. Oh, actually, I should not go first. I have the tensile strength of Dwelly. There's a grate that needs to be pushed.
I got it.
I'll do it. Oh, yeah, Remy's got it.
Yes, I think she has some frustration to work out. Yeah. Can you give me an athletics check, please? Takes more than you'd thought, because let's face it, adrenaline afterburn does leave you kind of exhausted, but you do clunk. By this point, it's. I mean, this was oh my god 30 that this started, so you're starting to get that dusty Wedgwood blue pre-dawn kind of sky. Uh, right. I've prestidigitated who I can, so while I know, yes, straight to the governor's, neither of you had even a tiny bit of rest.
That is true.
In which
Yep.
case, we're going to take a very minor detour because I'm going to call in a favor on your behalf. Come along.
Thank you.
And then that fireball with feet walk. Yeah, less the arm movements. It's that one where arms are actually close to the body because that's the kind of I'm holding files thing.
That's clearly though. Clarity's going like this.
Ah, okay.
Very much similarly following. I've managed to. I'm gonna stuff the axe away so that I don't like accidentally menace people.
Yeah, it's probably a toss-up as to who looks angrier right now, Hazel or Remy.
Mhm.
But yeah, you get you take a minor detour off because you came out sort of near the aqueducts around the street of Nature's Bounty, and she takes a little side street at this and stops at a little shop. Candy pink awning. Pretty cursive etched in the window, Lelandra's. Cherie walks in and you get Halfling sort of first peering over the counter and then potting up onto the bench and saying, "Oh, Cherie, hi! Wow, I didn't know I was going to see all of these today. Hi, I'm Lilandra. I hate to interrupt. I know you're being hospitable, but they're in a hurry, as you can probably imagine. Ooh, yes. I need a favor. I need I need the all-nighter special. Uh, each of you make me a choice. You have a donut, muffin, or croissant.
Donut.
Donut.
Muffin.
Muffin.
So probably.
That leaves clarity.
I said donut.
Ah, sorry, I did.
I think it just got lost in the donuts.
And sorry, you kind of muttered yours, Ryland?
Croissant.
Croissant.
Ah, okay, so somebody picked the croissant. Okay, good. And coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Tea.
Coffee.
I think I'm gonna go with tea. If I consume coffee, I'm gonna vibrate so hard. I think
Well,
I'm gonna
no,
drill
no.
into the ground.
Sure is. No, you don't understand. It, the all-nighter special doesn't work that way. Lelandra does a time release energy boost, which you can only do this once a month, but when you do, it provides the effects of a decent 8 hours sleep.
Holy shit, coffee then.
We would have killed for this back home.
And Lilandra is pattering out of the back tree, as you can really only do it once a month, though. Any more than that, and the magical build-up in your system is not it. It's dangerous.
Too much of a good thing, as they say.
Mm.
Well, it's more that it all sort of sneaks up on you at once, and it makes you kind of sick. And if you persist, it makes you kind of dead. So, how about we not?
Ah.
Probably best.
Once a month is the limit for safety. And yeah, it comes out with they have paper cups. This place is into recycling, so it's coffees, teas, muffins, donuts. Cherie has muffin. Yeah, the muffins are chocolate chip. The donuts are mixed forest fruit jam filled with a little bit of cream in it as well. So
Mm.
yes, just get that down you. I will avert my gaze from the table manners. And yeah, it's the same amber quality, but it also feels like having, that, maybe you don't, but maybe once in a while you've all had that feeling of having woken up from a really refreshing night's sleep.
Mhm.
Not since I had
Yeah.
kids.
Well, let's face it, between kids and neurospicy, we've all got reasons for not necessarily remembering too well what waking up from a good night's sleep feels like, but you can imagine. This is why we're calling it fantasy RPG.
Mhm. Mhm.
Speaking multiple languages, getting a full 8 hours sleep, and being able to make a living freelancing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone properly awake, and Cherie slaps a platinum onto the counter, and off she goes. That's the other thing. It's also madly expensive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Incredibly so. Holy shit.
So do we get a long rest now?
Yeah, that is the
Okay.
equivalent of a long rest. You have now had a long rest, effectively.
Mhm.
make some of the remaining wounds scar up in some interesting ways, but oh gods, that means Remy's got uh, drying, congealing blood in her armor gauntlet because nobody knew that was there until when she summoned her armor. That must feel gross. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little bit distracted, so.
Yeah, and yeah, it wasn't a very big detour, and the sun isn't particularly near coming up when wander into the government building. Different individual manning reception at the moment. Little gnome girl looks up from. It's one of those Egref Penny Dreadful printed books, and it's. I'm gonna hand a fate this. Yeah, no. Apparently they've turned the. Remember the play?
Oh boy.
They've turned
Oh,
it.
no.
They've turned it into a bodice ripper. The cover art is gratuitous.
Oh Jesus, why?
This really is just flip, and this is what you see when you walk in and Cherie is oh no.
So it's smut basically.
So is that the next commission piece?
It's not. It's Mills and Boone. It's a Harlequin novel. It's smut graced with a veil of overblown romance. This is why they call it erotica. Soft core porn, yes. But yeah.
We're gonna deal with that later.
And then peek and looks at Remy. Slam.
We're gonna deal with that later.
I know. I know. But Sally, we are just going to go and speak to the governor, and for now, apparently, we're going to pretend we didn't see that. You weren't to know. It's fine. He's in the breakfast room. That's fine. He really needs to hear this. Don't worry. Watching Remy go past as Cherie leads the way, it was just you can hear the meep. Then, of course, Barnabas is thinking, given that everybody in this city knows about me and Cherie, how long before I end up on the cover of one of those?
He's just walking to bed, and all of a sudden, just the stop of the eyes just go doing, and then there's a shudder.
Statistically speaking, it's probably already out there.
Not quite yet. It's they don't work as fast as the Greffians here.
Touche.
Yeah, the breakfast room is okay. It's a little dim because apparently we haven't lit any of the candles or gas lamps or anything, and a lot of it is glass. It's a lovely view of the the sort of cliff it's built on, and the water below. And Governor Bahir Zet is sitting there in a yellow goldish robe and bear claw slippers. Cherie looks at you guys. Do you want me to explain and add any details I might miss?
That would probably be the safest route, yes.
Bahir Zed is going, well, given the anger of some of those two, yeah, yes, please. The fallen Azamar were, we don't know if still are, but were in the sewers. They approached Tansy at the end of the road for some pointers on blood magic and effectively taking on aspects of people, their powers, their strength, their some of their physical attributes. Apparently, um, they have. I'm assuming by giggling lunatic you mean alchemist.
That sounds about right.
But here's that. It's just I would blame Cal for this, but it's not just their province that comes out with this kind of thing. Unfortunately, they did manage to escape. They got a little bit of undue warning of going in to assist Remy Crestwind, and as well as getting away with a goodly amount of their blood. They seem to have sent Alice Featherwind to Avernus. So we have acutely powerful, probably beyond Fallen Azamar. And you are looking for a trip to Avernus.
Yes.
Alright. I am assuming that dealing with the Azamar problem will happen when you get back. At least you have apologized to Kreia Bendis. She was the only one who was really pestering me. And since she was gloating about something unique, maybe you'll find something there, I don't know. But I do charge you to do one thing first. You may have already had this idea, but you're going to have to explain to the Mobius twins what's happened. I have a feeling that they are going to... I don't know if they're even going to bother with your other two friends. I honestly don't know. I do know that if they're driven enough for this kind of thing, they're probably not going to be happy with the ones that have been of most aid to you since you got here. Also, I would very much like to finish my breakfast. So, you will go and you will explain to them, and then you will come back here and I will send you. I'm assuming I'm going to have to make sure you have a token that will get you back.
Please.
That's another reason I can arrange that while you're out. And looks at Cherie. Are you actually considering accompanying them? Well, they might need to engage in some forms of diplomacy, and if it's left to the more volatile, there might be problems. Well, given Avernus, I suppose, yes. That's probably dinging for the curious of why. You guys don't really know a whole lot about Avernus beyond that it's hell.
Remy's given them a look at the concept of diplomacy and how...
Looks at you all. Yes, no, they're really going to need somebody who, I mean, it's either you or Lady Justice, and I can't spare her right now. Don't worry, I took a few of her workshops on contract law. It should be fine. While they're explaining things to the Mobius twins, I will get us supplied. I don't know how long we're going to be there. Looks at you all. If she doesn't come back, I am, with some sorrow and regret, going to eat every single last one of you. And I
If she
imagine
doesn't come-
Understood.
one of you, well, I won't be able to, because given you would probably go before she did.
That is correct, sir.
I feel I have to say this, however, because while adventuresome and intrepid and hearts a mile wide, headstrong. So very headstrong. Don't worry, I'll explain to them about the contract law thing, please. We'll be back in about an hour. That will give me time, thank you. Try not to die. And out they go, and she waits until she's out of the of the palace to go. All right, how much do any of you know about Avernus?
Knew it
Only
bits.
from legends.
Probably nothing.
Full of devils.
Would I have heard about it in my studies? Probably.
No, not in Baronsphere.
No.
Actually,
Not
Clarity,
of it.
you'd probably have a better idea than the rest of them. You know that, at least according to legend, we haven't found anything to disprove this theory yet. Tieflings come from the terms of a pact with a demon or a devil from anywhere from just as you were born to generations previous. So you know about the devil bargaining is a thing that exists. That's why I think I could probably trust Barnabas to be able to look through a contract and get some idea, but I don't think even he would necessarily see all of the loopholes you would find in a devil contract. And the reason I expect you to need someone to translate that is not only are you going to need some safe passage, Avernus is not a small place, and even information will probably cost. And you have to be really careful what you say to a devil, particularly depending on how strong they are. Then there is the fact that Avernus, the people there, know a little more about Azamar than the prime material plane does. And because they are light, they are celestial, particularly your Alice, they're that's they're considered not even so much to be killed, it's more of a mark of something, I suppose. Getting something celestial under their thumb is something they really want to do, so depending on how she fared, you might need to bargain for her because there are some things that you're pretty solid adventurers, and I'm part of the going to get supplies is also going to be preparing some spells that might be more helpful over there. But you cannot fight the entirety of Avernus. Also, you'd best be incredibly careful because consider who else is there.
Yeah. Her main body is there.
And if she finds out that one of the people who has been frustrating her plans so very much is down there.
Oh, great. That means that whoa. Oh,
Yep,
we're gonna
yep.
be right in her backyard. We're gonna be right in her metaphorical backyard.
That's why not finding Jessamy first is probably a good idea. I will get supplies. You go back to the bone orchard. You explain what's going on. And we will meet back on the steps of the Justice Building in an hour. Okay?
Understood. We'll try and make sense when we explain.
I could not possibly ask for more. And yeah, nervous, panicked power walking back to the bone orchard, where Hazel is met at the door by Ballistic Michigan. Snug, 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 snug.
Immediate snugs.
I
Snug.
missed you a lot when you were gone.
Yeah, and Alana is going. Yeah, I just get loaf. You are the snug giver. Okay, you're still missing Darwin and Farida are apparently okay as far as Niala. So I should get Niala down here. There's a look on your face that says you don't just want to explain to me. Niala! Oh, for pity's sake, what now? Pump, pump down the stairs. Okay, this is bad.
Yes.
Extremely.
That was an
Uh,
opener.
yep.
Yeah.
Alice has been taken to Avernus.
Thank you for the succinct and to the point. You and Rylan apparently make a very good team.
And Jessamy and the last of the fallen Aasimar are still running around, and they're probably more powerful now.
They're in the
They're
old sewers.
elsewhere, but in the wild. So keep an eye out.
So wait, you're sure they're still in the sewers now, or that's just where
No,
they
they
started?
left the sewers. Well, we're not
The
sure.
last we
Might
saw
be the
them,
sewers, but
Was there any kind of
Yeah.
trail?
they split off and there was a real maze down there.
Turns around to Barnabas. Maps.
Right here.
Unrolls. You're generally smart. Can any of you point out where you were on these maps? I'm gonna leave this with Clarity and Barnabas. They are the only ones who are really got the paperwork pull.
Is this intelligence or investigation?
This is intelligence.
Okay. Oh my god. 7.
Oh no.
Better?
Better.
Not great?
There's 2 spots it could be, as far as you can tell. Clarity got turned around so badly in there, and to be fair, she was pretty badly munched. Healing, yes, but badly munched. But yeah, Barnabas can say, okay, it's either this one or this one. Yala looks. Okay, that one's relatively new sewers. Anything else I need to know about? Because you're pointing at basically a big water pipe attached to a secondary room that goes up to a pipe labyrinth.
There was a giant devil, like evil eel type creature.
Rylan,
Might be others.
Rylan, you know that the kid from Tansy's place said that Jessamy summoned it there.
Right, yeah, but that's what I mean. She summoned it, but it.
There was a summoned creature that was dispatched.
So
It's purported devil eel.
So it was a swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so it can't be that one because that one is not attached to any of the aqueducts. So it's got to be this one. I will have a check. Looks over at Alana. You are going to get your various Mr. Boneses and keep the house fortified. They're not going to like us very much at this point. Yes, you can bring out the mushroom traps. We will attempt to disarm them when you get back. Just, there's a path through a whole bunch of blackberry bushes that we can't put the mushroom traps down. But unless you want to be mushroom people, do you want to be mushroom people?
No.
No.
Then you take that path, okay?
No,
Okay.
Just in case, because I mean, if you don't want to be mushroom people, you really don't want to be crystalline mushroom people. And I don't mean myconids, I just mean mushroom people.
It's terrifying.
Michigan is sort of looking up and going, no more snug?
Just gonna hold the. Might be a while, just because I don't think taking you where we're going is going to be safe.
Snug. Here's the thing I don't get. I mean, I know you can't put the little bugger in a bag of holding, but Alice had what she kept referring to as the flitty bag. He's always been okay in it, as far as I can tell. Everything from ice water to frozen waste to battlefields.
Yeah, I just don't think I have one sufficiently big enough for this gremlin.
Looks, because corgi puppies are dense, but they're not huge. Lana, I've got a griffin bag.
Wait, she has a what?
She's following along with the flitty bag nomenclature thing. And Michigan bag has too many syllables. There is logic in that brain somewhere. And then Hume comes back with the somewhat battered-looking leather haversack that, yeah, would probably fit a Michigan. Griffin bag!
Going to kind of reverently take the thing and then hold it open for Michigan.
Kind of loafs. Just looking up happily.
This is going to be interesting. And I'm just going to affix haversack to myself as best as possible.
Well, he's got some words. Maybe you'll have an aerial scout. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I want to risk that, given I don't want him getting shot down or anything of that nature.
We have no idea what is going to be there.
Yeah, except I have a feeling that if somebody shoots down something that belongs to... If they shoot anything down, they don't know whether it belongs to a powerful devil or who they're going to piss off.
True.
From what I remember, Avernus is basically a mess of either straight up war or people being really polite to each other so that the knives in the back get hidden by dance steps, metaphorically speaking. Oh, you guys are going into the you don't have your common sense. You guys are
How
so
bad of a
screwed.
war zone is it?
Well, I haven't been back in a couple of decades, so and it depends on where exactly in Avernus you're going to end up. But
Marie said she's going to come with us.
oh, okay, I feel better now. I mean, I have to be looking for people who might want to threaten the homestead. But if you guys were going out without somebody who can rein in some of the headstrong, you guys would be doomed.
That's essentially what the governor was saying.
Yeah, well, we've always thought he was particularly smart. I guess now the entire country knows why. I'm sure you guys want to hurry along, so we'll keep an eye on things here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Alana is, and if anybody gives you any kind of problem, I think that probably Michigan could peck their eyes out. Eyes out, eyes out, eyes out.
Scritch.
Well, no, because in haversack bag, so across the, so sort of at your hip going.
Wouldn't that
So just reaching and scritching.
piss people off?
And now I've got two bags, bag of holding on one shoulder and this thing on the other.
Pissing people off exactly what we're trying to avoid.
Well, I'm kind of assuming that that's only in the kind of situation where they're already about to attack you.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying Michigan could be helpful. And Nyala is just, stop talking, Alana. Good luck, and I'm sure people have said this to you before, but try not to die. And so yeah, with that more or less explained, you're back to the palace with Shuri with her own bag of holding, because as I say, this woman is wealthy. Given her job, it probably pays incredibly well. Okay, are we about ready?
I think so.
It is we're gonna be.
And into the main hall of justice, and by this point, Bahirzat is sitting on his throne, dressed, a little more formally than, bathrobe and bear claw slippers. Uh, going, I will send you. I can open a portal there. Shuri. And Shuri steps forward, and he puts a fairly weighty iron disc in her hand. That is your ticket home. I am giving it to you because I know why you're giving it to me. Fortune favor you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Raise a
sir.
hand, and to be fair, most of you only heard stories about Avernus, never much saw the actual place, but yeah, that's hell. And I'm assuming in you go.
Gods be with us.
On the
And
rabbit
She
hole.
marches on.
yeah, and through the portal, which shuts behind you and leaves you in Avernus with a mission at pretty much the perfect time. So in 2 weeks' time, I get to tour y'all around Avernus. Not
Hey.
Oh
quite,
boy.
not quite what I had in mind, but I didn't have a lot of options. So anyway,
We're in layer 1.
yes. Well, anyway, later, guys.